Lillard, long range three, and it's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me?
Welcome in, everyone. This is Stat Matt here again with another video. Now, we're going to be going over 8 different players on 8 different Eastern Conference teams who I believe will be the most improved player. And make sure you stay till the end of the video because I will be having a giveaway on this one specifically. All you have to do is like, subscribe, and follow my Instagram account and my Twitter account, and you'll be entered into the giveaway. Now let's get into this video. So, the first team I'm going to be talking about is the 76ers, and the player I'm going to be talking about is Ben Simmons. He had a great year, 17 points per game, 8 assists, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, also shot 55% from the field. Now, you can kind of say he's a do-it-all big man, but he's running the point guard. He's kind of a Magic Johnson hybrid with a little bit more athleticism. Now, he has a couple things he needs to improve on. Of course, that number one thing being his three-point shot. My man's didn't take a single shot last year from deep, and he needs to improve. He's been showing a little bit of improvement on the offseason, but we will see it on the court. And also, he needs to get his free throw percentage up above 60%. If he can do those two things, the Philadelphia 76ers are going to be very tough to beat. The next player I'm going to be talking about is Giannis Antetokounmpo on the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, a lot of you are saying right now, how can you critique the MVP of the league last season? And that's simple. He didn't lead his team to a finals appearance, which me and including a lot of people predicted. Now, Giannis, still a great young player, 25 coming into this league, averaged 28 points per game, 6 assists, 13 rebounds, 2 blocks, and shot 58% from the field. Now, 2 things he needs to improve on is just being more of a leader and getting his team more involved. Now, yes, he did average 6 assists, but I'm talking about leadership as in on-court leadership and showing the team what to do. Now, also, he's got to improve that three-point shot. Only 25% from deep. He just needs to get better. And with Kyle Korver on the team, one of the best three-point shooters in history, he's going to be able to get that done. Now, the next player I want to be talking about is Zach LaVine of the Chicago Bulls. Coming off a great season, 24 points per game, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, while also shooting 47% from the field. Now, a lot of people would say you can't really improve from that, but you can. His efficiency could go up, his defense definitely needs to go up, but he just needs to stay healthy and stay on the court. For this young Bulls team, it helps to have a guard that can score the basket in many ways. He shot 37% from deep. Like I said, he shot 47% from the field. He also shot 82% from the line. He can score on all 3 levels, deep, mid-range, and he can get to that basket. One of the most athletic and entertaining young players we have in the league right now. And if he gets hot and the rest of this team gels really good together, the Bulls are kind of my dark horse of sneaking into the playoffs. Now, another young guard that proved that he belonged in the league last year was Colin Sexton of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Coming off a great rookie campaign, averaging 17 points per game, 3 assists, 3 rebounds while shooting 43% from the field. What more can you say about the kid that they call Young Bull? He had a great time converting at a high rate for being such a young player. And if Luka Doncic and Trae Young didn't exist or wasn't in that draft class, he probably would have been the front runner for Rookie of the Year. Now, there are a couple holes in his game. Of course, His defense wasn't as good as it was in college in Alabama, but that comes with learning, and he said he's more committed than ever on both sides of the ball. He can be a great 3-and-D guy in my opinion because he shot 40% from deep. Now in college he averaged over 2 steals a game, and I believe he can get that up again in the pros. He also needs to learn how to gel a young team together like the Cavaliers, so that way they can eventually get back to that championship contender in Cleveland. Now the next player I want to be talking about is a Boston Celtic, and it is going to be Jayson Tatum. Now, Jayson Tatum, coming off a pretty good season for the Celtics, averaging 16 points per game, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, while shooting 45% from the field. He is one of the better young players in this league, and the Celtics are one of the better teams with young players on them. They also have Jaylen Brown, and then they picked up Kemba Walker in the offseason, which I thought was a great signing. Now, Tatum, a little bit less efficient in his sophomore year. He shot 47% from the field and is only shooting 45%. He also almost shot 40% from deep his rookie year, and then went down a little bit, only shooting 37%. Now, a lot of that has to come to Kyrie missing a lot of time during the regular season and him being heavily relied on for the scoring options. But now they have a Kemba Walker that's hungry to make the playoffs, hungry to make a deep playoff run, maybe even the finals, and a great team around him. Jayson Tatum needs to step it up a little bit on the defensive side. He was known as one of the better defenders in college basketball and hasn't really been able to do much in the pros. Also, he needs to get everyone involved by getting more assists. Last year, he only averaged 2. I would like to see that about 5 or 6 this year, getting better all around. He also needs to just be a better player. I know he can do it. Jayson Tatum is a very exciting player with a lot of athleticism, a lot of upside, and this year I believe he'll take another step and be that player that everyone wanted him to be with that 3rd overall pick. Next, we're going to be talking about Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young, a very eccentric, very exciting player to watch in this new type of NBA. Coming off a really good rookie season, 19 points per game, 8 assists, 3 rebounds, while shooting 42% from the field. Now, a lot of people were saying he's undersized. He couldn't get it done in this league. He'd be just kind of a push around, only being 6'2", probably $120, $130 if that. But he proved the naysayers wrong, including me. I didn't think he was going to do very much in his rookie year, but he did very well, leading this Atlanta Hawks team to a few more wins than what people projected. They also drafted very well this year, getting DeAndre Hunter, getting Cam Reddish. I believe this team is going to run very fast pace, going to be able to do a lot of things in transition with Trae Young as the main ball handler. Now, of course, in my opinion, the number one thing he can do to improve his game is just be more aggressive with his touches. That means driving in more, getting to that foul line, while he was shooting 80% from the line, which is very respectable in this league. Now, once again, he needs to lead a young team to be that guy on a young team. Just like we said about Colin Sexton, each year he needs to improve. Each year his players need to improve by him being the leader. And also, they just need to rally around Trae Young. They need to be better as a team and be able to make the playoffs, I'm going to say, in the next 2 years. And of course, the last thing, kind of the knock, was his efficiency, only shooting 32% from deep and 42% from the field. I believe he'll be able to give that up even more this year, and he will have a great sophomore campaign. The Hawks, a very exciting young team to watch this year. I will watch them quite a bit. The next young player I'm going to be talking about is Justice Winslow of the Miami Heat. Now, Winslow, coming off a really good season, averaging 13 points per game, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, while shooting 42% from the field. Now, when Goran Dragic went down last year with an injury, Erik Spoelstra put him in at point guard and he really thrived. His points were up, his assists, his rebounds, and also his shooting. Now, in my opinion, Spoelstra just needs to put him at point guard and let him do his thing. We saw that at Duke. When you let Justice Winslow run your offense, great things will happen. And last year, the Miami Heat were really close to making the playoffs because Justice Winslow was able to really lead his team and be that guy. Now, with Jimmy Butler there, him being that guy, I think Justice Winslow will be able to feed off of that, learn how to be a better defender, learn how to be just that killer mentality that Jimmy Butler has, and be able to lead this team to at least the playoffs. Now, he does need to improve shooting from the line. He only shot 62%, and I need him to be more physical and, of course, just play more point guard. That's all I'm asking from Spoelstra and the Heat this year. This team is sort of in a weird way a playoff team, but also kind of rebuilding. They could make the playoffs or they couldn't. In my opinion, I think the Heat are one of the more interesting teams in the aspect of business side and to see what they do in the coming future. And the last team and player I'm going to be talking about is the Charlotte Hornets with Malik Monk. Now, I could have went Miles Bridges, but Malik really has the chance to have a big year. He doesn't have to be under Kemba Walker anymore. He has the chance to really be the leading scorer of this team, and he really has the most to lose and gain. His team options coming up, they could decline it. He could be on a minimum deal, being on the bench the rest of his career, or he could really blow up this year, do good, and the team could pick it up and then get his payday. Now, Monk coming off not the greatest of seasons, 9 points per game, only 2 assists, only 2 rebounds, while shooting 39% from the field. Now, efficiency is all I gotta say to Malik Monk. Just go in there and do your thing that we saw at Kentucky. He is a great athletic prospect. He can do a little bit of everything, but the number one thing I want to see him is just drive to the basket and be more physical. Also, he needs to look for the best shot and not just the first shot he sees. We saw a lot of pull-up jumpers with him that went awry when he had a wide open lane for a layup. And of course, his defense needs to get better. Now, the one thing I will say is this guy can shoot from the line 88% from the free throw, so that's something to build on. If he can get probably 15 points per game, get that shooting percentage up to like 45 and get his 3-point percentage almost 40, I think he has a chance to really help this Charlotte Hornets team to be a team that a lot of people expect to just be awful and him be a bright spot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave down in the comments who you think the most improved players will be on those 8 teams. And like I said, the rest of the 8 teams will be coming very soon in the Eastern Conference. And then the Western Conference, I will also do 2 separate videos. Now let's talk about this giveaway. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you have to like, subscribe, follow my Twitter account, follow my Instagram account, and you will be entered into a giveaway of possibly getting a $50 gift card to Microsoft or to PlayStation Network. Just let me know what console you have when you win, and I will make sure you get that. Now, it'll be a 3-week run until October 18th will be the drawing, and I will let everyone know who the winner is in a video. And once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you share the giveaway through Twitter, through Instagram, and really blow it up. Stat Matt out.
Diamonds, dime a dozen. Wait, if she think it's something, I'll drop her like it's nothing. Yeah, I'll drop her like